Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all having a great day today. I'm having a pretty decent day myself. Really weird weather coming in. Rainy, cloudy, sunny, and then it just keeps on switching over and over again. But I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I'm having a pretty decent day myself. This was made to me just now from an alert that Ringside News had made an article pertaining to Bray Wyatt, and a former WCW star, Konnan, wants WWE to get rid of Bray Wyatt. The link will be in the comments section down below. Go check them out. Ringside News is the source. I'm going to scroll down here and give you guys an idea about what it is being talked about. It was previously reported that Wyatt is suffering from an illness. Ringside News reported that Bray Wyatt is not cleared to return to the ring. Wyatt also has been removed from all WWE rosters. Well, speaking on the Keeping It 100 podcast, a fan asked Konnan if the company should fire Bray Wyatt. The pro wrestling veteran made it clear that Bray Wyatt is not worth the money WWE pays him and that they should get rid of Wyatt. Big Bray Wyatt fan, but he's too much trouble. He's got mental health issues. His matches aren't good. And as creative as he is, $3 million for what he is doing, yeah, get rid of him. And I really think that's a pretty bold statement from the part of Konnan, but I don't believe that that's really the leading factor to why it is that WWE has not used Bray Wyatt, depending on how you look at it. There's so many reports that came out about Bray Wyatt over the last year and a half. You know, even before he returned and his previous run before that, it was a variety of reasons to why people believe Bray Wyatt has not really been in WWE that much, why he was released some time ago, came back and then vanished again. People said it was due to his weight issues. People said it was due to mental problems. Other people say that it was mainly creative. There was even a report that apparently Vince McMahon was not really a fan of Wyatt and didn't want him in the company, etc., etc. You're never fully going to get a very good, solid reason when it comes to why Bray Wyatt isn't even around. I think that the longtime wrestling podcasters had said something a long time ago that it mainly is just the way WWE is with lack of creative thinking. And this was back when Vince McMahon was basically the head of creative, that a guy that's out of touch with direction in the company had really no vision for Bray Wyatt or any of the other younger talents in the locker room. The logic of WWE was just to keep bringing back past part-timers, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Edge, and just, the whole formula that they wanted us to believe that past part-timers were going to save the company in the slump that it's been in the last several years. Let's be honest. WWE is not what it once was. The logic of WWE and of Vince McMahon was they were going to keep giving you the past. They were going to keep giving you fans these performers of yesterday that they wanted to pitch at you, the fans of today, as if they are still young and can do all the stuff that they did 10, 15 years ago, while shelving the locker room because there was no creative push for any of these guys as it was. This was a practice that came back to haunt WWE because the longtime fans were sick and tired of it. Yes, a Bill Goldberg was great in his day. A John Cena was great in his day. Edge was fantastic in his day. But you look at them now and you could tell their ring work, it's never going to be what it once was. But WWE kept employing them to come back because they didn't have any idea what to do with the Bray Wyatt or anybody else. That's why you kept sawing all these past part-timers coming back to the company and very little with nothing being done about these current superstars. No creative push, no vision. And that was something that came back to hurt WWE. That is what I think was the case with Bray Wyatt being kind of put all over the place in a weird direction that made no sense. They threw him to Bill Goldberg. Then he got released sometime later. All these reports that came out about Bray Wyatt. But WWE's pattern of the lack of creative is what I think to be the case in this, because it was going on with a lot of other performers as well. How many reports have come out over the years about performers being frustrated with WWE creative and they want it out? If anything, Konnan, if he was to look back at his WCW run and see the politics and the lack of creative that went on in that company, if anyone can actually relate to what Bray Wyatt went through with creative, It's Konnan. How many stars did WCW not push for a long time because of the Hogan agenda? When Eric Bischoff was keeping Hogan at the top and the NWO, and the younger guys were not really getting by as much, Konnan saw that all go down. It's only a little bit different with WWE from WCW, but it's the same concept in terms of the logic, even if it's different people. It's keeping the past at the top, keeping the younger talents down. That is really what it was. It was lack of creative. Yes, they can't push everybody. I obviously understand that. But it's a pattern in today's WWE that was the case in WCW. That is why Bray Wyatt, I believe, was not getting anywhere. They did not push half of these people as it was. The part-timers kept coming back and hogging the spotlight, and that is exactly what I think to be the case. I mean, yeah, it's possible Bray Wyatt might have had an illness. I'm not going to knock that and say that it didn't happen, but I'm saying, simply put, if he really had these issues, why was he employed in WWE as long as he was? I mean, when did these issues start up? Maybe it's a way to deflect from the fact that he had some issues going with Vince McMahon. There was a report sometime not that long ago that Wyatt did in fact not get along with Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon was not a supporter of his. And then look what happened. Triple H took over creative. Bray Wyatt suddenly came back. The fan interest was there again. They were happy to see him back. And then the reports surfaced sometime later on that Vince McMahon was returning to the company. And then out of nowhere, Bray Wyatt suddenly just vanished. I find that to be a little bit weird. I mean, I think that's kind of strange circumstance. I'm not saying it's fully of everything that happened, but I just think that's timing that's really, really suspect with Vince McMahon returning and then Bray Wyatt vanished the way he did. Are the reports of a Bray Wyatt and Vince McMahon conflict true? Or maybe Bray Wyatt just heard that Vince was coming back and decided, I don't want to be here anymore. Maybe he's just still angry because the lack of creativity that caused him unhappiness the previous run that he had. The fact that he got thrown to Bill Goldberg was absolute crap on all levels. That never should have happened. If anyone could have beaten Bray Wyatt from a full-time basis standpoint in the locker room, that would have made more sense. I don't know. I mean, we'll never really know what fully is the reason why Bray Wyatt hasn't been seen. I mean, I'm not ruling it out that he doesn't have an illness. I'm not ruling it out that it could be other reasons. I'm just simply saying there's some stuff involved that just really was a bit of a misconception. Konnan claiming they should fire him. I don't know if I'm for or against that. I really don't think that's even the case with what's going and what's not going with Bray Wyatt. It just really is. It could be anything. I mean, I don't think they should fire him. I think that they should keep him off TV for the time being. And I think they need to work with him on getting him the help he needs. I mean, if he gets the help he needs, that's great. That's what we want to see. But if you fire him, the problems are not going to go away. And I really think that's kind of something that Konnan can look at as sort of an oversight and realize maybe they should keep him off TV, work with him, and then see if he can get the help he needs. And then if he starts getting better, slowly bring him back and then work him up from there, build him back up again. Because firing doesn't always solve every problem. And I think that's really something that Konnan can look at this and say, okay, obviously they are definitely going to work with him to get better. And I think that's really what should be the case here. But that's just my take on the whole thing. So what do you guys think? Comment down below in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And thanks again for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later.